New
This
guy.
conference will now be recorded.
I can use,
Last week you were the new guy.
Old guy.
I can still use that for a little while, can't I?
90 days,
Got a
it's
little
expired.
90 days.
Well, okay, then I got a couple more meetings in me.
At least 2 more months of meetings.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here's a call to order on March 4th. Welcome to the Park Board of City of Zumbrota. We'll take a look at the agenda. If I could throw in a little new business, a little conversation about, it's up by Highlands here, it's the lower park. And there's the upper park, lower park, and I just had a grant come in that I want to do some alterations to it, see if I can get permission. You call it Heartlands Parks? Sure, yeah. I just have to get it right for Miranda. Well, she'll be listening to the recording to do the minutes, so. Perfect. I think I asked for a motion to approve the minutes from February 5th.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
In a second.
I'll second.
Okay, motion, nays, ayes. Right? Right, yep, yeah. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Did you have a motion and a second on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Ayes and nays and motion passed. Now we're looking at accounts payable.
Hey, Bob.
Sorry, we kicked it off quick because I want to go to a basketball game.
That's fair.
Well, my son wants to go to a basketball game. Need a pen?
Wrestling's over, so, you know.
Is that somebody's mic that's logged in or?
Nobody on.
About the
Interesting.
computer mic or the laptop mic on, possibly?
I hope not. I don't want to start changing things because if we lose all sound completely, then Miranda
Right.
doesn't have anything for minutes.
And then we're really in trouble.
Trying to read lips on this video is not easy. For the code.
I'd say that's pretty impossible.
Oh, did you die? Okay. Motion to approve accounts payable for February 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
One second. Ayes
Aye.
and nays. Motion passed. Reserve this time for public comment. All right. Moving on to the 2024 Park Board Officer Election. Any nominees coming?
We held off on this last time because everybody wasn't here, so.
Oh, you're not gonna get away with that this time.
Okay.
Miranda laid down the law with me. She said, don't let them in there.
There you go. Well, I'm the new guy. No.
That does.
We accept your nomination.
No, sir.
Should we- Of course, Fred was the president, Troy was the vice president, and Mary was the treasurer. And I became treasurer at some point, Mary VP and Fred president. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wrong on the website still.
Oh.
I gotta find better help. No I'm kidding. Miranda's gonna string me up for that one. Yeah, so I had that wrong, you're right.
Yeah, and Mary said she does not want to be president, right? That was last week she said that, or last time?
Yeah.
Correct. But she didn't say anything about remaining VP, correct?
But is she VP? Is he VP?
You're treasurer.
He's treasurer, Mary's VP.
I don't know that she said anything about staying VP. She just didn't want to
Right.
run the shows every week or every
Correct.
month.
He's great at questioning the numbers during meetings, don't you think? She has good questions about what we pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Nominate her as treasurer, absent treasurer.
Yeah,
I think that sounds fair.
yeah.
And she's not here, so. No, but I think that sounds fair with your
Yeah.
comments, absolutely.
Yeah, I just know that she definitely did not want to be president, so.
I would like to nominate Kayla for VP. That's okay.
Sure.
Somebody better quick make a nomination, otherwise it's gonna be you.
Well, being that Mike is running the show and has prior experience, I would nominate Mike for president. You're only as good as the crew that you lead, so I'd say you're overqualified.
Thanks.
Troy, if he has time. Better community connections, I think.
Don't look at me, it's up to you guys.
I think we got a split decision here. I think it's up to the rest of the crew.
I'll bring coffees next time. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Driving official, is he trying to negate his nomination?
Well, you better vote on them separately. Or you could have voted for the whole slate if there wasn't another one, I suppose, but
Right.
you better vote on the president separately from the other ones.
Okay. Let's hold a vote for our vice president. Kayla. Yeah. Is there like, I'll take a motion?
Yeah, well, you just asked for are there any more nominations for vice president? You're supposed to ask 3 times, but yeah.
Any more nominations for vice president? Any more nominations for vice president?
No.
Any more nominations for vice president?
That's just Robert's rules.
All right, the vote is
Well, just have the,
all ayes for Kayla?
Aye.
All right.
Nays? Okay. Kayla is the new VP of the park board. Thank you for your service and volunteering for this board. You've done great. So, treasurer, we're gonna ask for any more nominations for treasurer. There being none, we will ask for ayes for Mary. to become
Aye.
treasurer. Okay. Mary's treasurer? Passed, vote passed. All right, president, we have a vote off for Troy versus Mike. And you want to be like
Can we do like an official rock, paper, scissors?
I lost that last I lost that last week.
Yeah, make it interesting. Have like feats of strength.
you could put your heads down and raise your hand, and I could count.
Oh, that sounds good.
It doesn't matter to me. I think both of you do really well, so. I'm very indecisive.
So I'm the tie.
You're the swing
breaker
vote.
Unless Brian wants to guess who Mary would vote for.
Mary would be the same way, either one.
Making me choose. Do I have like a coin?
Well, do you have time, Troy, to fit this in?
With
You're gonna be-
kids and
Yeah, you're gonna-
baseball and sports.
You're gonna be spending
and
some time with me on that,
single
yeah,
parenting and-
you're gonna
right.
be spending some time with me on that capital plan, whoever is the president.
That would be my only concern is springtime is really, really busy with both boys being in baseball and Tegan with 3 kids and single parenting is a little bit of a strain, but
Kayla's probably gonna be running some meetings no matter who's president.
I'll be fine. I'll figure it out.
What about you, Mike? Do you have time if you were chosen?
Yeah.
Or are you strapped for time?
I want to keep getting involved with the Parks and Trails with Roxanne and the Pioneer Trail. So
I would rather spend my extra time this spring with the dugout completion, to be completely honest, to bring that one all the way home.
I put would it be a second or a nomination?
Well, we didn't do any other seconds, so I would just say Mike or whoever you think.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
kind of sad to point in that
with
way.
hearing the debate, I think Mike is a choice that I would put forward.
Yeah.
Then just vote on that one.
any more nominations for Mike as president? Ayes? I won't let you guys down. I won't let you guys down.
Thank you, Mike.
You'll do a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, moving on. That was fun. Unfinished business, we have a pool discussion from last month with Mr.
Yes.
Burbach.
The pool, I just talked to Josh from Burbach this afternoon, and we need members for the committees. The two committees are the Referendum Support Committee and the Capital Campaign Committee. Could be the same people or a mix of the same people. Sometimes there's a conflict of interest. If you've got a banker on there and they're going to give money, then they might not want to be on the capital campaign, but they might want to be on the referendum support. So Josh is going to send Miranda and I some wording from other efforts that they've done. He's going to send that tomorrow, and then Miranda will get something out on the websites. And Josh said that each park board member should think of 4 or 5 individuals that we should contact directly that you think might be interested. And I think in the interest of time, you could just email me with those individuals' names and maybe contact information. That way we can get that going before the next park board meeting. Let's see. He suggested reaching out to the old members to see if any of them would be available or be wanting to come back on. And now that we're to the point where we're going to try and sell the deal, they might want to be involved.
What were the
that
two
part of it.
committees again, Brian?
Referendum support and the capital campaign. So basically, get out and vote. And this is the reason why you should vote for it. A support committee is not going to say the reason why you shouldn't, of course. But so basically, a support committee, and then the capital campaign is going out and actually talking to people about raising money. Some of those ways that they raise money, information. Well, so do information. Let me get into this. The next steps would be to form the committees and then a kickoff meeting with the committees to kind of tell them, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you do things. And then put on information sessions, events, public meetings. Josh mentioned they've done free will donation dinners where they present the pool and buy some food and people donate, and then whatever money's there extra goes towards the pool, and then whatever other events that you all can think of to put together, whether it be a fundraising event or get out the word event, things like that. So that's the very next step. Is Josh is going to get Miranda some wording, and we're going to get people for these committees. And I think he was talking about, do you remember, Mike, was he saying like 10 or 15 on each committee? Because it's going to be a lot of work. So, but yeah, if you each have some names and contact information, get it to me, and we'll start there as well as posting it on the website.
I had a question. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ann Thompson, and I manage the pool in the summer. I was wondering what all should I be sharing or posting on the pool Facebook page? I didn't know. I wanted to ask your guys is like, do you want me to share the information that was put out about the pool on the pool's page? Should I not? Do you want me to look at like fundraising events that we could do at the pool this summer? That kind of, any of those ideas I'm open to. So what you guys,
Any and all of it,
Yeah.
if you guys have any like specific ideas of things you'd like to do at the pool or ideas of things you've seen, I'm open to anything and everything. So just wanted to kind of check in with you guys about that first. So.
It'd be great to have events around the pool to fundraise for the new one. I
Yeah.
think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and then anything we want to like put up and post at the pool or on the Facebook page, I'm happy to put up whatever we need to do. Yeah, and I'll go through Miranda too, but I just want to put that in your guys' ear that like happy to help with that
Yep.
piece of it as well. So.
Yeah, and then closer to the election, we'll have numbers on how it would affect your taxes and things like that to share as well. But that's going to be a little while yet.
That's the question that I've got more than any other so far since it hit the paper. Is, well, how much is it gonna cost me? I'm like, we can't tell you yet.
Not quite, but we'll get there.
Yep, exactly.
It's coming.
I've seen a lot of positive feedback on it though, from
Yeah.
what I've seen, so I'm hoping that that's a good sign.
Yeah, the one post, I thought, oh man, where are we going with this one? And yeah, it stayed pretty positive.
I guess I have one more question about it, and I should have been here last time, I'm sorry. So this is a for sure, like, if it passes, there would not be a pool next summer. Right?
If it passes and we're able to raise the rest of the money.
Okay,
Otherwise, if it passes and they can't raise the money soon enough, then it'll wait until the money's there.
okay. So it would never be like a passes in August, start in the fall, have a pool the next summer?
No, I
Okay.
think we were talking 26.
Okay, I was just wondering.
So it'll
I
be
was
one
just-
more year for sure open. And then after that, construction would start and then open back up and,
Probably start in the fall, would be my guess.
yeah. it'll
But
be-
wouldn't be open 25?
Yes.
Okay,
I think it would start in the fall of 26.
Oh, yeah. So 24 would be open, 25 would be open, close it down, and then maybe open at the tail end of the year in 26 for a little while.
okay, so 2 more summers still at this current pool. Okay,
Yes.
that was my, I just, when I'm putting out the application for guards, which I have ready to go, I wanted to know what to tell them if they ask, like, oh, are we gonna have a pool next, like, okay, yep, I have 2 more summers until then and whatnot, So,
Absolutely.
The politically correct answer is we'll have the old pool as long as it stays running.
Yeah, that's, I was just gonna say that.
That's,
As long as
It
Mike
might
can
not
work his
be running
magic out
this
there.
summer.
Mike is-
That's
The
accurate.
politically correct answer.
yeah,
That was the big push that Fred and I were both trying to drive home to council and everything else. Like, we've spent our last ditch effort to keep this thing running with the refurbish 3 years ago that said this will last you 2 years, maybe 3 if you're lucky. And here we are, year 4, hoping for now year 5 and part of year 6.
Right.
We're on borrowed time.
What if the referendum doesn't pass? Was the pool gonna just keep going until it's absolutely done, or would we
I'd
just?
probably make a motion to close it, to be honest with you.
We just won't have a
It's lived its
pool.
life.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we revert to looking at a splash pad in that case,
Yeah,
which
or
is still
something.
gonna be $1 million by then.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if you have any discussion about the new pool to finish before we talk old pool, but I have a couple other questions about what that looks like for me going into this summer with the potential of the pool not running, or that kind of thing. I know that's always potential, but I want to know what that looks like ahead of time where I don't get in deep water having planned all this stuff and taken money for lessons and all of that
Right.
when I don't know. So I just want to have a discussion about that as well.
We don't know either. Unless we had a crystal ball.
Right.
We follow the same process we followed last year with the assumption that it would be usable, but with the contingency on lessons and stuff, we talked about using potentially neighboring pools or something like that, or refunds.
I would not want to take money from people until closer to summer, until I knew. Because that's with guards and insurance, and we're a Red Cross pool and other pools aren't, and assuming the guards can travel to other pools and that they're gonna have the same times open that I planned for, I just wouldn't want to take money until closer to when I know if it's gonna be open and running, or we're gonna have it up and running. Because usually we do that at the beginning of May, and I don't expect that we'll know that at the beginning of May, because I would assume we wouldn't do it that early at the beginning of May. But that was really stressful for me last year, thinking about that being not a thing and having to change that. So I'd like to have a discussion about when I should have those things done or do them, or when we think we can try to see if it's pumping water or any of that kind of stuff, just so that I know, planning purpose wise, how to do that. Which I know is a lot of other things, and it doesn't need to be decided right now, but coming, say, the beginning of April, I would want to know, like, okay,
Sooner
I
or
can
later.
plan lessons, but I don't want to have lesson sign up night until maybe May 20th instead of May 4th, So then I can have an idea, because it costs money to refund and all of that stuff too,
Right.
so.
we could set a date reminder. We have our April meeting to revisit this. Do you have a date where the temperatures are, where you're happy enough and then you start testing the pumps and Mike and any inspectors come through?
No, but there's some other discussion coming. Well, I guess that's more in, at the end of the meeting here, we had a request from the school and that could be part of that discussion then, I suppose.
Okay.
All very valid points, so thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like bag out on like doing the work ahead of time, but it's a lot for families to plan around. It's a lot for us to plan around, getting kids there, telling people it's gonna be here and then it's there. You know, all the pieces that go into that. And I just want to make sure. And then the discussion last year was too, like, just in case if the pool doesn't open and I've hired guards and they thought they've had a job for now 3 months.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we say you don't have a job. That's hard too. You know, they didn't look for anything else because they had that. So that's just a consideration that I would just want to know as soon as possible. And I know that that's, again, don't have a crystal ball and that's just the hard part about it. But those are all things that are just on my mind about the upcoming season. So just so you guys are aware of that.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll use that in our campaign.
Like to see it.
Just even run the thing, you don't know if it's gonna be on or off.
Well, we almost have to commit, to running it this next season barring a catastrophic wall
Failure.
collapse or something, which might mean spending a little bit of maintenance dollars.
Well, we'll have to see what it looks like when Mike can kind of get into it and fire it up and.
Well, right, I can see what's in there for maintenance dollars now. Because, you get, where I see it, you've got two choices. You either just close it or commit that you're gonna run it this next year and you're willing to spend some dollars out of the maintenance account if needed. Hopefully it won't be needed, hopefully it won't be much, but at least there's some assurance then.
And it totally might be fine. I'm not trying to be like a negative. Negative, but I just know that like
It's all good.
we've run into stuff in the past and not only the pool, but the bathhouse and all the things that go along with that. And it's really old and there's just a lot of moving parts with it all the time.
Yeah, the
It's
pool
not
is one
negative.
thing, but the infrastructure in the bathhouse is another, and we've already got one. The worst case scenario would happen is if we lost another bathroom, then we couldn't open. Department of Health just wouldn't let us,
Yeah, even if the pool's running.
even if the pool's running.
So,
So is that something we can discuss next month and maybe have the numbers from the maintenance thing to
Right.
determine? That way we can decide.
I'm
Up
not
to
looking for
the
an answer right now. I just
amount.
wanted it to be in your guys'
Right.
mind because it's
Right.
just there in mine. So,
I'm just thinking as an action item for next month, if we had the maintenance budget on hand, we could then vote and say up to that amount we'd be willing to spend, but anything over that amount, we're just gonna say, close it. Or decide on a new number, what you'd be willing to go all in on.
Yeah.
yep. That's why I wanted to bring it to your attention now.
And this is still all pool discussion, so if you have more pool stuff,
Okay, I have application ready to go. It's similar to last year. I'll have them put it in the paper. I'll talk with Miranda. It's a Google form that I do every year. I just update it. And I send it out to all the previous guards that I've had as well. And then reach out to them if, just in case I haven't gotten a response or their email changed, if they graduated or anything like that. I have a feeling that I'll have a decent amount of guards coming back. I put on here that I would reach out to them towards the end of March, beginning of April, because that'll kind of give me more information to come back to you guys with as well. I think that's kind of all I have right now. I don't think there's anything else.
and that's posted in the paper then. as
Yeah, we'll put it in the
well.
paper. I'll put it on the Facebook page. Miranda puts it on the website.
I think one of Mingo's was in there this last week.
Yep, I saw that and I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to come to you guys before I
Yep.
knew I was coming here, so. Have it all ready to go and I can put it up whenever, but just wanted to touch base with you guys first. Yes, should I bring up, can I bring up the school thing now?
Sure.
Okay, so we have, there's a unified class with general education and special education students at the school, at the high school level, that had talked to me last year about potentially using the pool into September. in a week to do like a swimming class. There's a FIAD and developmental adaptive FIAD teacher, as well as special education teachers that are involved in the class. And I'm a special education teacher too, so that's where the connection is. But we kind of had the chemicals to get us right where we needed to be last summer. So we just said, it's not going to work this fall. Let's touch base in the spring. Maybe if we can find a way to be open the last week of school, then we could run something that week. So they just actually reached out to Mike and myself today and asked about the possibility of that, just to put that back in our brains as well. And so we just wanted to bring that forward to you guys, like thinking about what would we need? Like, would we need city staff up there? Do I count as city staff? Because I run the pool also, then like I could maybe have some guards that like, hey, if they're in the class or willing to through school kind of volunteer to come up during that time as well. And it would be just like a FIAD class during the day.
I guess that was my only question, was whether we would have to have city staff present during that time. Otherwise, I guess I don't know how that works for sure, but I would think that would be something that we should probably discuss with insurance.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, we get all of that.
And we'd obviously, I would have them do like some sort of permission slip also from parents, saying that these students can attend if they did that. And it's not something we have to do. I just wanted to bring it forward to you guys. And then that would also depend on when we get the pool kind of up and running too. So it could be kind of a last minute, like, hey, this is a potential that it could happen this week. We'll know more as we get to this date.
So that date I was just asking Ann about would be leading up to the 30th, the week of the 30th. That would be the last week of school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then the pool possibly could open as early as June 3rd, which I can live with that. We're not 2 weeks out with the pool running for nothing for 2 weeks, so that would help.
Yeah, and there's not school on the Monday, the 27th, so it's just those 3 days. Otherwise, like even if, depending on where we're at with it, maybe like that Thursday, Friday before, that 23rd, 24th, that still isn't even 2 weeks out from.
So what that would do is
2020.
we would probably, if that's something that the park board's interested in, then we would probably have that pool running a little bit earlier than usual.
And if we did that also to take advantage of the fact that the pool would be running earlier, I would work to see if we could schedule some lifeguarding classes and work with trainers that we have. Emma as a trainer, and see if she'd be willing to put on some lifeguarding classes during that time as well. And we could have people from outside towns also come in and participate in the class, pay her. And then I don't know if we'd have her pay like they pay her the fee. It's like $300 to take the class. Then does she like rent the pool during that time, or, whatever that looks like to you guys too? Because that's a class that she puts on herself. Money goes through her because she's the instructor. So.
But they need it. I don't know how many guards needed, but if you get new guards, there's quite a few that every year that takes that class. So.
Yeah, and then we can offer, but if we get it set up ahead enough of time, I can reach out to the surrounding pools and say, hey, if you have new guards, we're offering a class during this time,
The use of this pool, the better.
Absolutely, there's more exposure, especially right on the cusp of trying to get it, pass through a referendum.
Yeah, we had, I know you guys, some of you know this, but we had water aerobics last year water aqua Zumba with Trisha, and it was a huge hit. It was busy all the time. So I'm going to work with her to set that up again, and see if we can get some like water aerobics in addition to that, just because I feel like the more people that are using the pool, the more widespread the need is for it, the view of the
It's an
pool.
excellent idea. I think the school angle is perfect for a campaign type kind of tie-in. It's excellent.
You can join that Zumba class.
It's fun. We did it. She did it for the whole volleyball program too. It was so much fun. So it was cool.
Good music. It's pretty high energy.
Yeah.
It's really high energy. I was out playing disc golf and I was going on, I don't think you should join. I
It is harder than you
I
think.
can,
confidence.
I can hear them from my house. Like when I'm out in the backyard, I'm like, what is this?
If you're on the trail with the figure points.
Yeah, it's like none for me either. I'm good. Sounds like they're having fun though. Yeah, I agree with Troy. It's great idea.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we can see as we get closer, when we have it kind of an idea of when we want to have it up and running and such, then we can make a better plan. But I can let her know that that's something that we're interested in doing, that it all kind of depends on the beginning pieces of the summer.
We'll be talking freely about it in April again.
Yep.
Pool wise, on my end.
Should we bring up new pool discussion or anything to reflect back on Burdock and the campaign, or anything you guys want to add about the people you want to reach out to?
Brenda should have that, yep.
Okay. And then the rest of us owe you 4 to 5 potential candidates that we thought would be good.
Do we have to tell them first?
Just send their names.
Fred Brad.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am gonna, he'll do it, yeah. I am gonna tell them who told me to contact you.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm going on record, live streaming right here, Fred Brad.
Fred Rash.
Rich, just go right up to the camera. Fred.
Text him when we leave tonight, he's been nominated.
Well, if we can conclude the pool discussion, and we can move on to our priority list at this point. This is on the agenda just to take a look at what we're spending, what we're planning, what we want to spend, what's going on, what's going down.
I just got one thing on the Park Road. It's waiting for the trestle bridge replacement. And I've just submitted a request for congressionally directed spending to Congressman Finstead's office. I'm waiting on the Senate ones, Senator Smith and Klobuchar. Once they're open, then I'll get the same information to them. We're estimating $1.4 million now, just because we want to make sure we cover it, asking for 80% of the funding. And so that ends up costing about $280,000. That's separate from the park right now, from the parks. That's a trail. So we haven't ironed that one out yet either. Parks and trails. But anyway, that was my update on the trestle.
Any updates on the bathroom or the campground stuff?
I got a plan for the campground and got a application. We're gonna split that. We're gonna split that, 2 different bids. We're gonna split out the campground separately and the bathhouse separately. Then we can stay below the threshold. We don't have to publicly bid it, and I've got most of the quotes already for it, so.
And it's, makes sense to separate it. The bathhouse is kind of a separate animal. It's right up by the trail, be used by the people off the trail as well. So we kind of want to get that in there and done separately from the rest of it. Talked to Matt a little bit about it. Mike did. So we're okay on the bidding as far as that goes.
MinDOT is gonna do trees on 58 possibly. Maybe. By the Veterans Memorial. We want to
Gonna replant?
get some trees in there again, but not positive on that.
I know they're gonna take care of the stumps, and I don't know about replanting. We'll have to talk to them about that.
Care if I take off?
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, see
I
you.
don't think there's anything else on you.
Get it
That's gonna
stopped.
be-
Handle the rest of it.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Enjoy the game.
The dugouts, thank you, Mike, for the updated quotes and drawings. I received those last week, and I submitted our formal grant application to the Twins organization, which is a funds matching grant. I requested $15,000 from them. That's the maximum that you can request from them. So put together a bill of materials and a list of $30,000 worth of items to finish off all 4 of the dugouts, along with new bases and ag lime for the infield stuff. Everything was eligible for that. We'll know by the end of the month, so should have a yay or a nay by next meeting, whether or not we're awarded those funds.
Sweet.
Yep.
Cool.
The Baseball Booster Club graciously volunteered and let us use their 501c3 because you have to be a nonprofit and have a registered number for that to be eligible for that. So they did that. They also said they do have some funds left over from last year. So regardless of whether or not we're awarded the grant money, they have earmarked, and I forget what the number was, but enough money to buy brand new bases, brand new stake pockets, and a couple of rakes that they want to donate to those fields because they want to host a couple of tournaments out there to help fundraise and do different things. And then just the maintenance of the field, they want to help keep it chalked and things like that. So they talked about even buying a chalker and things like that. So they have all that ready for them all the time and help maintain those fields. So should be some great progress out there this year.
Teams or events or post.
So I did reach out to Nadine Tiedemann, who runs the women's league. She said that she's still maintaining or having one team out of there every Wednesday night doing that. But the big draw right now, and the reason why they've lost so much interest over the years, is the lights. Like they have to get their games in before dark or dusk to play safely out there.
Oh,
So that's just been the big appeal to go to Mazeppa and Goodhue and other places. Like they're filtering out where they can play longer and maintain and do that type of thing. So as soon as the dugouts are complete, you can bet that someone who is curious about what's going to go next is probably going to try and find some donor somewhere to see if we can get some lights or some electricity or something out there. Would be great.
Well, skate park looks good. The, some of the planks could be sanded down or something, but I've just been messing around. Nothing that you need to do. But I was wondering about the screws. Are they supposed to be flush or do they catch a little bit? But if you know that guy that made it, maybe send him my email. That'd be cool. I want to paint it. I'm gonna get some paint donations. I'm painting maroon, and then the railings will have 2 white windows on it. So it match the cover.
Match the covered bridge.
But it'd be in graffiti art, so that you'd have like Queen Elizabeth on it. No, I'm just kidding.
If you do that, let me know. I'd be happy to volunteer some time and go out and help you paint.
That's my ideas with the skate park. It is really nice and a lot of people like it. Okay. Pretty much covers it. ZM Schools golf practice on the new business. We have a letter in the back.
Mark Moran was asking to use the south half of the, on this, next to the soccer fields there, but I just told him that he would have to connect with community ed in order to make sure that they're not intertwined with their soccer stuff there, or that he's gonna have to find another place to do it.
It hit at 4:30 to 6:30 or so in April. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I'm not even sure when that soccer starts. It might, maybe it's after. It's probably after.
On a Tuesday and a Thursday. It would be after Mark was there, as you're saying. Yeah, do we want to make a motion to allow access if the soccer team, the soccer community ed is not going to have conflict? He's got to bring a divot bucket.
So they're out there already?
Is there room out there to do both? If they're like playing soccer, is there room to shoot golf balls too?
That's what I didn't know, and that's what I told him. He would have to coordinate with community.
Yeah, wherever, I'm not exactly sure exactly where they're gonna shoot. Are they gonna go the opposite direction from the soccer fields into that field or?
Yeah, that's the way I understood it. And they're not making big shots, I guess. It's 100 yards or less.
Just pitching wedges and stuff.
Safety.
If I'm thinking correctly here, I would think that he would go from behind the soccer net that is in the infield there, if you call it the infield, and probably head away from
To the
covered
west.
bridge to the west. So the only thing I could think of that would really impede this would be more or less the disc golfers, because he'd be going right into like number 1 and number 2 fairways. Like if there's anybody out there trying to do disc golf and they're doing actual golf out there, that would be about a 90-minute stretch out there where those couple holes on the disc golf would be closed down technically. I mean, I'm sure knowing Mark and the golfers, they would be very courteous to different people, and knowing the disc golfers, they'd be happy to play through those and go play a different hole. I mean, they're just out there for the fun of it. So I can't imagine that this would be a safety concern or anything like that. Mark uses good judgment with that, so. I remember as a kid, I remember the golfers out there always hacking away and doing their thing, but that was back when the softball fields were there and they were basically going from the softball field away the other direction.
Can we give a permission for softball fields? You want to use the baseball field, is that?
Yeah, they could pick up after the dogs while they're out there.
I mentioned that to
Put that in
Mark.
there too.
I mentioned it to Mark and told him I would ask about the softball fields too.
Right. That might not be enough room as far as like 90, 100-yard shots with the wedge or whatever, but that's a great alternate plan, absolutely. I would think as long as he coordinates with the soccer and it doesn't conflict there as far as the park goers, the bike path, and he's conscious of those people and the disc golfers, I would definitely make a motion to give them approval.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second. I agree.
You're okay communicating? And a park event is next. What's going on?
Is this the same church that has used it in previous years?
Yeah.
Have they always had electricity request? Have they always had an electricity request that they wanted to tie into our electricity? I don't ever remember seeing lights and stuff like that, but
Speakers and stuff, I think, on there.
right.
But they usually do it in July, I guess. They want to do it in March this year.
It was only a couple of days. It didn't seem to be very intrusive. They seemed to be respectful. I hadn't heard anything negative about it, at least from my perspective. I guess my only concern would be the electricity, how much they're going to use or what they're going to do, or whether or not there's a vendor charge like we do when we have the Covered Bridge Fest thing, or if they should just bring a generator.
Fancy a pool donation?
There you go.
Wow. See, we made
That's
you.
why he's the
we-
president.
Exactly. We made you the leader for a reason.
Recruiting their staff for the committee, but no. Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the March 15th through 17th park event?
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Aye. Nays? Aye, and motion passed. Sorry, guys. Robert's Rules of Meetings, I've looked them up. There's this little park by our house and it has this like plastic wall around it. In the upper part, it's dug in really nice and nice looking, and this part, it's up above and angled out, kind of falling. So I was wondering if I could get a trench or if I could put a shovel in there and dig it in and have permission to do that. And then the cool part is it's called Lawns to Legumes, and they gave me $400 to buy seeds and shrubs. So I thought I'd pretty up the park too. and I get to take pictures of it and send it to the state. And this prairie moon is in Winona, and they have all native plants. And I was gonna buy the Oak Savannah kit, because that's what we are in the Rochester Plateau. Kind of neat stuff. Bring all the butterflies and bees to sting the kids. They would be enamored. But yeah, if I could get permission to do that, I will tackle those things and hopefully spread the news around my neighborhood to do that to the yards. Yeah. Do you mind that, Mike, if I put a shovel in there? Awesome. And then I was supposed to talk to Larry about planting stuff or not mowing stuff down.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Just take it off.
Take your photos right away.
Yeah.
Good night. Okay, we got,
It's here. So I would make a motion to give you permission to go ahead and clean up the edging there and plant whatever donations you find there.
I'll second.
Highlands do appreciate it as well.
If you can't find enough local volunteers up there, please give me a shout. I'd be happy to come with a shovel and help you out.
Painting, shoveling, where you at, Aaron?
I just really want to see this painting of Queen Elizabeth.
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know either, but it's fine.
I just pictured her on the side of the half pipe and she's like, got her board up with her pearls on. Crown. Okay. What does reports mean?
We didn't have any additional reports, I don't believe.
No.
It's usually the section that Miranda's gonna add anything there.
Yeah.
Take a motion to adjourn if everyone is free from discussion or anything else you want to add.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Or thank you everyone for their time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, shut those down.